CopyCats is up next.
Like that name.
With the first question, favorite book.
Oh, copycats. Come on, friends.
Oh.
That is way too specific. I mean, we've got probably 1,000 books in our library, 100 of which are my favorites, so...
Well, I really... Hear me out. I'm just going to say a few of my favorites instead of just saying
like,
one.
Can you do 5?
I could maybe do 2, actually.
Really?
2.
Okay, you go first then.
2 of my favorites is Trumpet of the Swan by E.B. White. That was a really touching story.
I like Stuart a little better, but...
And A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I mean, that's just a really captivating novel.
It is. I mean, I've got it in my diary.
Yeah.
Where Sketcher, when he first read it, he told me it was the best novel ever at the time. I don't think he still holds that.
It's one of the best. It's one of the best.
You know, a lot of people would say that their favorite book, at least Christians anyway, would be the Bible, and I do like the Bible and read it quite a bit, the Gospels especially. But I don't want to feel forced to say that that's my favorite book, because I still enjoy fiction as well and some other nonfiction books, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it wouldn't work very hard for me to say my favorite either. I would agree with Sketcher that Wrinkle in Time is one of my favorites. The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry is another one of my favorites. And of course, anything C.S. Lewis or Tolkien.
The second question CopyCats asked is favorite color.
Red. My color is red.
I like blue. Anything blue.
Yeah, it might be my hair because my hair is red, but I just like red. You got cardinals, they're red. Tomatoes, apples, sleeping bags. I'm looking at a sleeping bag that's red.
I mean, blue's just... I mean, I guess it's a pretty general favorite
synonymous.
Color, but I don't know, something about blue is just so calm. And it reminds me, every time I see blue, it either reminds me of, the essence of water or the
sky.
No, actually, I was thinking like a nova in the space.
Yeah, those two. It can be sometimes blue.
I don't know why, but it's just the color blue kind of reminds me of the beautiful novas in space, and I just think it's really nice. The third question is favorite animal.
Well, our first double, we got this one from Moosey.
Yep. Well.
So what did I say? I said something along the lines of orangutan, didn't I?
You said anonymous.
I said Animalia, all of them.
Yeah.
But I said if I had to pick one, it'd probably be an orangutan.
I like foxes the best.
Yeah, we remember your creepy intro on the thing. Foxes are pretty cool. Pretty cool.
The fourth question is a book you regret reading because it turned out bad.
Ooh. Well, I've got a story for you. Sketcher, would you like to share?
Honestly, I can't really think of one myself.
We pick our books very carefully. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And I'm not I don't read many modern books. I read a lot of classics, and classics usually don't disappoint.
I kind of like to stay in my comfort zone, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he likes like young adult, newer stuff. I like to read newer stuff too, not as much as he does, but I think the book that I was most disappointed in, and I want all of you to solemnly swear somehow, that you won't look this book up. I made the mistake. I fell for the trap. It's called Fragile Things by Neil Gaiman. He wrote Coraline and also Stardust, if you ever heard of those two, the movies. So he wrote a story called The Problem of Susan, and it deals with Susan Pevensey from Narnia and why she didn't get to make it into Aslan's country at the end of the last battle. And I thought he would come up with something nice for the reader, the fan, to fix the problem that seemingly Jack didn't let her into Narnia. But it wasn't that way. It was really adult. I'm not going to say how adult, but it was just terrible. The witch and Aslan were in cahoots with each other, and Aslan actually ate Lucy. So, yeah, it was just terrible all the way around. Don't look for that book, Fragile Things, unless you really want some of your ideas of Narnia scarred for a while, because it took me a long time to forget that story. And I'm still trying to forget it. So, yeah.
The fifth question is a movie you recommend.
The Adventures of Milo and Otis, an old movie with a cat and a dog, a pug. I love pugs. Anyhow, the music soundtrack's great. I've probably watched that movie 15, 20 times. And I'd still love to watch it.
I actually have two recommendations I recommend.
Okay.
Is Christopher Robin.
Oh, that's a good new movie.
That's a newer movie, but it's really
I love
good
that one.
It's really hard.
Made me cry too. Towards the end.
And also, I guess an older movie. I used to really enjoy it when I was younger. But it's called Rock Dog.
Oh, Rock Dog,
It was actually one of my favorites, but I haven't watched it in a long time. I think it was pretty good. So
yeah, Rock Dog. We watched when he was in the phrase of Rock Dog phrase. We was watching that movie probably, gosh, dozen times a week.
Yeah, and all the librarians were like,
"You're still checking this out?
Let's help out and take away this guy's card for a while."
Yeah,
for the library.
But Studio Ghibli is really good.
Yeah.
If any of y'all have not seen any Ghibli films, check out Spirited Away. That's my favorite Ghibli film. I have not seen all the Ghibli films, mind you, but Spirited Away, I just like that one the best.
Yeah, they done Howl's Moving Castle. I'm sure everybody's...
Howl's Moving Castle. And what's that? Secret of Arrietty, which is based off The Borrowers. Yeah, that's a good movie, too. Oh, and Ben-Hur, the old Ben-Hur, the one that's like, 4 hours long? That was a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's really worth it, that movie. Don't know about the new one.
The sixth question is favorite car brand.
Okay, Sketcher, you want to comment?
I'm sorry, Tuck the Nugget. I know you're interested in cars and trucks and stuff, but I'm not really a car brand guy, so I'm just gonna say none of them are really my favorite. I mean, we have a Ford truck, but it's not a car.
Okay.
And
can I jump in?
Yeah.
All right. Tuck the Nugget, is it? Can I just call you Tucky? Kentucky. It rhymes with Kentucky. Okay. Tucky. My favorite cars are the old cars. I'm talking like first cars, like 1902, 1904-esque Model A's. I just love those old cars. The kind that still really operated on wagon wheels instead of tires.
Yeah.
Those I really love. We actually got a chance to ride in a Model A in Virginia. We were at a Dairy Queen, and the guy was in the parking lot. My dad asked, and we got to ride in a Model A. It's really, I think it's sad. Mm-hmm. You know, I will probably go to my deathbed thinking that a lot of things in the old days are better than they are now. I think cars were one of those things. I sort of wish people still drove cars such as that, or to paraphrase Mr. Toad's car from Winnie the Willows. Those type cars too, with the enormously large foghorns on the front that you can blast at people when they're in your way.
Yep.
That's my favorite type cars.
The seventh question is, what are some regrets you have?
Oh boy. That one might go pretty deep, eh?
Well,
I think you gonna go
there
first?
There are some story regrets, you know, because a few times. I mean, it's not always regretful when you delete an old story draft. That you've like written and you didn't like it, and you just decided to delete it and kick it out of.
Yeah, well, I'll just say that one of my biggest regrets was not starting to write earlier in my life. I didn't start writing till I was 16, and I think I could have started writing earlier because I was really into animals, and I could tell you like scientific names and such because I would read the animal books all the time, make lists and all this stuff. And I think I could have wrote stories back then as well, but that didn't kick in till later. Another thing too, I once got a free Encyclopedia Britannica set from my library, and because we had to move, I had to leave that behind, and I really loved that set of books. So that's another small regret, but I'm sure you could think deeper about bigger things, but that's just small stuff.
Yeah.